Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Aurei Plays 7 Billion Humans. I think I want to go ahead and see if we can do defrag ordered. But to be honest, I forgot what we did for the disordered one, so let's check that out first and maybe we can use that. So, what did we do? We tried to pick up the nearest data cube. And then and then we walked them along a line like this and had them put down the cube, and we had some sort of condition to so if they were picking, let's see, if the nearest data cube was not mem2, which is the one where they so if they didn't pick up the same cube, basically, then they would end their program. So let's see how that went. So they all tried to do something, and then this person stops. I'm not quite sure why, but then you see like this person. Yeah. Okay. 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 Cool. Let's see what the defrag ordered challenge brings us. Okay. Okay, so I guess we're gonna... So we need to defrag them, so we need to move everything up, right? So the problem here is there are a couple of issues going on here. One is that we all need to they can't be walking back and forth, right? Because if they're walking back and forth along the same path, they're gonna run into each other and they get stuck. So what can we do? I guess we could like walk in a train from walk in a train from left to right somehow, or or we might so why can't we walk back? I mean, it becomes problematic if you like say you walk it like a train and the first one wants to pick up this one and move it here, but then if there's someone behind them, then they get stuck. So let's but that is in the end how you want to do it. So there's two ways you can do it. Either you can start at the beginning and move everything in the right place immediately, or you can start at the end and move it bit by bit. And I think the latter actually makes sense. So what you want to do is you want to pick it up if there's empty space next to it, and then drop it. And if there's not, then no worries. We just pick it up and we so if there's no space next to it, then we just leave it in place. And we do this for all the cubes, and basically if you manage to walk all the way, if you manage to do that all the way, then we can easily make it work, right? I mean, you'll pick up and drop cubes a lot of times, but eventually you'll get to the point where you can can get it everywhere. And the nice thing about this is that it seems parallelizable, right? I mean, regardless of what you're doing, if you have spots to the left and you move them up one, that's always gonna work. That's always a valid thing to do. The grouping of these people suggests that you might also want, so the problem we have left at that point is that we need to wrap the lines, right? So if we have these four, we move them all the way up here, and then we actually want to move them onto the next row. So that problem sort of suggests that maybe the approach where you start at the beginning and try to fill in the gaps is easier, because at that point you know, hey, this is a gap, I'm gonna find the next thing that goes there and put it there. Then you can choose to wrap the line, because if you're at this point, you know, hey, there's a hole there, so let me walk down all the way to the left and then here start again and find the first cube. Yeah, so either we can choose to go at it from the back and just scooch everything over, or so yeah, what's actually, so you could have three of them do a random walk and just do whatever, right? They can if they stand on a cube and they have an empty spot next to them, you can always move it over. If it's empty and there's no worker. If there's a worker, there could, well, even if there's, so you only want to pick it up if you want to if you're sure you can move it over. And then the thing what you can do is that this person can just check, walk around and check, hey, is this empty? Is there a data cube here? If yes, then move it over. And then the rest can just keep moving stuff to the left, and this person would just have to continually check, hey, do we have something here? Do we have something on the at the beginning of the next row? If yes, pick it up, transfer it over. Yeah, maybe let's take that approach. That seems like a good thing. So let's determine who's the lonely one. So if next to that is nothing and in that direction there's also nothing, then you're the special one. So then set mem4 to 1. So then you're the person who's going to bring the cube from here to the next row. So let's first code the other three. So yeah, we could do it. Yeah, we're gonna write totally separate programs, so we might just not care about this memory thing and just structure it within this if else. So else, what you wanna, oh, I forgot. Okay, so we're gonna run into the issue again where you can't really do a random walk, right? So you, yeah, but do we want to do a random walk? Maybe not. In the end, in the other one, we didn't end up doing a random walk. That actually makes this solution less attractive again. Do we care? Do we still, like, we can still do it like deterministically somehow? Just have them walk the rows. I mean, for the job they have to do, well, they need to be able to enter the most right row, right? But they don't need to check cubes on the leftmost row. And we need to take care that they don't bump into each other. Yeah. So approach 1. Try to. So okay. So there's a final approach which would be to try and walk over the tile. Okay, and there's a last approach which is just run 3 of them into the hole and let one of them do the job. That's actually, I don't really like that in this game. I mean, it's obviously a lot more efficient if you use all of them. But I think for this one I'll go with it because the true problem is not that we can't paralyze it. It's that the way it works when walking backwards just means that you're likely to run into one of the other guys. Yeah, so let's do it like this. So if to the left is nothing and to the right is not nothing, then tap down. Okay, let's see. So then we're gonna step left. If to the left there's not a hole, and we'll repeat that. Yep, so if to the left there is a hole, then we're gonna step up until above there's not a hole. Okay, we also want to repeat that. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll step right. If to the right is not a hole, and we'll repeat that. However, if at some point we're standing on empty, then we'll drop out. So at this point we found an empty square and we're just gonna find the next cube that fits here. So what we're gonna do is, okay, yeah, so what we can do actually is we can pick up the cube and just walk to the left, to the right, to the top, and drop it in the first available spot, right? So at this point we know there's an empty space, so we're just gonna continue with what we do. We do need an else here, So here there's a case where there is a hole. So then we wanna step down and then step left if to the left is not a hole. So in that way we walk from here to here. If to the left is, so this we want to repeat, but if to the left is a hole, then we can go back to this tactic, I guess. Yeah, so at this point we're still looking for an empty space. I guess we're not, so we need to step in here, right? So we need to check, hey, is this an empty space? If yes, jump. Yep, so if we've jumped, and that means we've detected an empty space. So what we're gonna do is step right, and we're gonna do that. We are gonna repeat it as long as we're not standing on a cube. And well, okay, let's say as long as to the right is not a hole. Yeah, and we'll do that other condition. Oh, that's not what I want. If to the right is not a hole, we'll step right. And jump if we're done. But here we want to check if we're standing on a cube. We want to pick it up, and then we'll jump to the next phase. But before we go that phase, we want to have in the else here, we want to do something, namely we want to step down first. So basically we're in the same position, right? So now we're searching for a block. We haven't found it here, so we're gonna move back and place it. I'm just thinking, so in theory this might actually parallelize, right? Because we're gonna, if we step, there's a lot of risk of people colliding. So I'm gonna code it for one, and then just see what happens if we remove the check in the beginning where we suicide like 3 of these guys. Where was I? So we are in the situation where we're looking for a block to put in the open space that we found. We're at this point, we haven't found one, so it's empty. So say we're here. Then we step down, and then as long as to the left is not a hole, then we step left. Okay, that's good. It's not a hole instead of nothing. Okay, so then we want to do if above is not a hole, step up. This is gonna be terribly slow, but it will work all of the time, and it's yeah, it's very robust, right? So if we step up until we find a hole, and then basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna do like I guess this entire procedure again, but once we find something with nothing, we'll drop the cube. Yeah, so that means we've fallen through here, so if this, so let's first check if we're standing on nothing. If yes, drop, and then we'll just jump back to this point. So then we'll just walk back to the top left and we'll start the whole shenanigans from scratch. If there's nothing, drop it. Else, what do we want to do? If to the right is not a hole, we step there. Yeah, and we repeat that if necessary. Actually, we repeat it from here. So we want to check if we're standing on nothing every time. If to the right is a hole, and we're not standing on nothing because we've just checked that, then we want to step down. If to the left is not a hole, step left and repeat that. And if to the left is a hole, then we're at our destination and we're gonna do this again. Okay. This might be it. Maybe I forgot something, but let's see. Oh, wait. Okay, I did the if condition at the beginning wrong. But let's just see the behavior. So, yep. There. Oh. Okay, let me. Let's first, if to the left is nothing and to the right is no. If to the left is not nothing or to the right is not nothing. Okay. Yep, that's better. Okay, let's see. So she walks up. Yep. Okay. Step right. Standing on nothing. Jump. Okay, let's see. Did we forget to jump? And at this point... Ah, yeah, okay. So what we forgot to do... Yeah, but... Oh no, but we can continue, right? So... you step left, you pick it up, you jump to... Wait. That's not the right position. So you jump to... If you've picked it up... Let's see, if to... Maybe I didn't code this bit? Let's see, so... Pick it up. So what you do is, if we're standing on a data cube, then pick it up. Right, this is what... Else... Step down and a step back. Right, step down, step to the left, repeat. If above is a hole... Oh wait, what? Okay, I went a bit overboard here. Let me save what there is to be saved. So we have this step, right? So we're gonna pick it up. Else, so I managed to do quite some parts in the wrong place. Let's see. So this this jump should go towards here, I guess. Right, but everything that's in the else here should actually be outside the else. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it's just ugly to have it here. But let's just work with it. So we have this and at some point we have a drop, and when we drop, then we're up there. So let's just fix this part up. So what are we missing? So we went to the left, we went to the top, we went to the right. If there's nothing, we jump. And if there is a hole, then go down, move to the left, and then we start here and we check, hey, is there nothing here? So yep. So this jump is from, there's nothing, we go to the next phase, which is that we continue stepping forwards to find the data cube. If we find it, we pick it up. If to the left is nothing, we move down. Yeah, and then if to the left is not a hole, step left and repeat that. But if to the left is a hole, then we jump back and we jump to here. Right, because if it's a data cube, we want to pick it up immediately. Let's see what's... Yep, okay, this looks pretty good. Yep, okay, it does exactly what we wanted to do. It's just really, really slow. Right, as in glacial. I hope it doesn't time out, because the programs can do that, but that would be kind of awkward. If that happens, we'll have to, I guess we can try and uncomment the jump to below from the other guys and see what happens if we do this, but my guess is that they probably won't place them out of order, but they will run into each other. Like this movement pattern is so specific that it really does yeah, mean that you need to do that. The other problem here is that you really need to scan the lines, right? So you can't rely on, you can't even walk efficiently back and forth. So there's a lot of things that need to be done. But yeah, I guess, I hope we don't time out. It is taking a long time. The timeout might be taking into account if there's being progress made towards the task. I hope it does, because that will mean that this solution will work out. And it would be really sucky to have it just say, oh, this took too long when it's going for the final. Yeah, that's awkward. Okay. Let's just for fun see what happens if we don't do this. So if we just jump over this and see what happens. My guess is they'll get stuck fairly quickly. They're not. Okay. I guess then that this works due to the movement pattern. Like you can't ever... Okay, that's pretty awesome. I did not expect this to work. And I guess... Yeah, okay, so the puzzles where I got people stuck wasn't where they were moving towards each other, but where they... where one of them was next to a wall and people were moving into them. So that actually makes this a lot easier. Okay, pretty cool. This is actually not that bad. I hope. Let's see. Yeah, it's I mean it's like 10% over target speed wise, which is, I'm fairly happy with that. That could be worse. I'm gonna call this an episode. Thank you for watching. and I'll see you next time.